Have you been wondering what herbs you need to grow in your garden so that you can feel really empowered to make your own medicine and help your friends and your family and really just take your own health back into your own hands? Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to share 5 of my absolute favorite herbs that must be grown in your garden. Hi, I'm Mel. I'm a clinical herbalist and an environmental educator, and I've just got this crazy deep passion for teaching people how to use plants as medicine in a safe and effective way so that you can take better care of yourself and we can all take better care of our precious planet. So if you're into that kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell so you'll be notified when I have another video coming up, and share this video with your friends. So the first herb I want to talk about in today's video, you may know as a culinary herb because it's quite amazing and delicious to cook with, and it's also really amazing as medicine. It's fennel. Yeah, fennel, that simple little seed or that plant that you can make so much good food with. Well, it also happens to be a really wonderful galactagogue herb. And galactagogue is just big fancy herb geek speak for something that helps promote the flow of milk. So it's going to be really helpful if you're a new mom or you know somebody that is a new mom that is nursing and really needs help in getting more milk to their baby. Fennel can be a really good friend to have on hand during those kinds of times. It's also what's called carminative, so it helps to ease gassiness and bloating and tummy upset, things such as that. It's cooling, and so it's a little bit of an anti-inflammatory. It can also be really great if you're somebody who just always has bad breath. Fennel is really known as a great breath freshener. I love that it's really sweet as well, so it can be really quite appealing to the kiddos, especially if they're dealing with tummy upset often. It can be a great herb to get on board during those times. I used fennel as an eye wash with its anti-inflammatory properties. My daughter, when she was a baby, had some conjunctivitis, so I used a little bit of fennel and chamomile, and at the point that time I had golden seal as well. And I just made a little poultice eye wash out of it for her, and it brought really fast healing of that conjunctivitis, which is really fantastic of this simple herb that you can grow in your garden. It's also really a great diuretic, so it's going to promote the flow of urine, meaning that if you suffer from water retention or excessive swelling from water retention, something like fennel could be a good friend to have on hand to help release that. Maybe even have it with some nettles or something along those lines. So grow yourself some fennel. The actual fresh part of the plant that you want to cook in your foods is also extremely nutrient dense. It's really rich in calcium, potassium, iron, and vitamins A and D as well. So use your food. It's good medicine, my friends. So let's get ready to grow some fennel in your garden. So your fennel is really gonna like an area where you've got some very rich, moist soil and a lot of sunshine. It does thrive in zones 3 to 10, so that's really nice. It grows really easily. So you can grow it by seed, though ideally you're able to soak your seeds for a day or two in some water just to really ensure some great germination. And then once they start popping up, you will wait till they're about half a foot high, and then you can thin them 12 to 18 inches apart or so. Do be mindful when growing your fennel to make sure that they're not too close to your dill, because then your dill's gonna smell like or taste like your fennel, and your fennel's gonna taste like your dill, and it's gonna be dilly, fennelly. something like that is gonna happen and it's not what you want. So just keep them apart. The flowers are gonna come about 90 days after you start growing it. Let it go to seed, and then you could take that whole umbel off and place it maybe in a brown paper bag to let it dry, because it's such tiny little seeds. You don't want to actually like manually hand pluck all of those seeds. If it's in a brown paper bag, it can dry and all of those seeds can fall to the bottom of the bag, and then you have some of the tastiest, freshest, most loveliest fennel in town. Another stellar herb to grow in your medicinal herb garden is comfrey. And I love having comfrey in the garden because it's also a really great fertilizer for your soil. It will help to really boost the nutrient level in your soil. You can add it to your compost. Your chickens are gonna love it. You can make a comfrey tea to feed your plants. And it's chock full of booty loads of medicinal value. So it's a really great plant. It's rich in allantoin, which is this cool constituent that can help to regenerate your skin cells, and that can be really beneficial for cuts and scrapes and things like that. I actually just had to use comfrey. My partner got a gaping wound gash. I was very sure to know that the bleeding had stopped and that I had used the right herbs to draw out infection and to kill off infection before I even tried to use comfrey in that place, because comfrey is so good at healing and repairing. It will do it so fast and it can trap in the infection. So do be really cautious. It's a super powerful plant. And the same goes with comfrey when it comes to broken bones. It's really amazing for speeding the healing process of broken bones, sprains, strains, bruises, all of those kinds of things. I use it in my Bobcat Balm at Mountain Mel's, and I use it in my essential salve as well. So if you want to check both of those products out, it's a stellar plant. Or you can grow your own and make your own darn medicine too. I've had many people with sprains and strains come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't work. I have this sprained ankle. Help me, help me, help me. And I give them a little comfrey oil, maybe with some arnica, and they are better so fast that their minds are blown, and so are their doctors, which is really, really cool. Do be cautious if you're using comfrey to speed the healing of broken bones. You do want to make sure that the bone has been set in place and is actually ready to heal, or the comfrey will start that healing process when the bone is not where it needs to be, and you do not want that. Comfrey is great. Use it in oils. So like if you want to regenerate those skin cells, if you're thinking about, oh my gosh, I want the fountain of youth forever. Maybe think of making comfrey in a lighter oil for your skin to keep that youthful glow going on. Can be really helpful there. Great friend to have around for first aid. Do be cautious when it comes to internal consumption of comfrey. There are many people out there that do take it in on a regular basis. There is also scientific evidence that comfrey contains these constituents called pyrazidylene alkaloids, and they are hepatotoxic or liver toxic, and that's not what you want, particularly if you're susceptible to liver disease, if you've got alcoholism or anything like that. So I, as an herbalist, I just don't use comfrey internally. There are many other herbs that I could use without pyrazidylene alkaloids. Yeah, can you spell that? If you could spell that, spell it below for me in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And then come on board and say it or something. It's a tough word. Anyways, comfrey is a powerhouse for your garden. And yet another magnificent herb for your garden that I love so much. It's a great herb for the kiddos. It's catnip. It's a great herb for your cats too, if you've got those. But an interesting thing about catnip is that for us, it makes cats spaz out, right? It's like cats high on weed or something. But for us, catnip is a sedating nervine. So it's going to be calming and soothing to your nerves, which is quite lovely. Particularly if you've got some hyperactive kiddos rolling around, catnip might be a great friend to have on board. It's also a wonderful carminative herb, really great for easing gassiness and tummy upset, and it has a lot of bitters to it too, so it will help to promote the flow of digestive juices, giving you healthy, optimal digestion, which we really all need. Catnip is also a wonderful diaphoretic. So a diaphoretic herb is going to promote promote sweating. So it's releasing heat from your body in times when you might need support during fever. We don't necessarily want to suppress a fever. We want to support a fever. The other nice thing that it's going to do is it supports the fever process, is it's going to keep those kiddos calm and a little bit chill. As some kids get sick and they're like, oh, I'm still a spaz and I'm running all over the place, but you're just like, you need to rest, baby. I love you. Rest, let your body heal. So catnip can be a really good friend in times such as that. And I really love catnip because it can really repel mosquitoes quite well. So it's got this constituent in it called nepentines, and they do a magnificent job of repelling mosquitoes. It's been proven to be 10 times more effective than DEET, which is mighty neat if you ask me. So catnip might be nice to have around your deck or your garden area or your front doors to keep the mosquitoes at bay. If you want one of my mosquito bug spray recipes, head over to the Herbalist Path. I have a download. I'll put a link to it at the bottom of this video, and you'll get a recipe for all the herbs I'm talking about in this series too as an extra bonus. So catnip is in the mint family, which means it's going to be relatively easy to grow. It does like a bit of a drier soil. It can handle well-draining moist soil as well. It loves full sun to partial shade. It's going to have those opposite leaves with the square stem, which is very characteristic of the mint family. It's an extremely aromatic plant that does a wonderful job of attracting the good bugs and repelling the bad bugs, as I was talking about with the mosquitoes. It can be a great companion plant around your garden, really lovely to plant near echinacea or maybe some calendula. It can be really nice in that way. Catnip is best harvested as it's going to flower in mid to late summer, when all of the energy of that beautiful plant is going up to the top of the plant. And it's simple to harvest. You're just gonna snip off the whole leaf and stem. You want to leave about 6 to 8 inches of the plant in the ground so that it can regenerate for you in years to come. Catnip will come back year after year, though after about year 3, it starts to lose its medicinal potency, and you may want to let it self-seed so that you can get a new potent fresh batch of catnip plants for your garden, and you can make great medicine with it. Another magnificent plant friend to plant around your garden is one you've probably heard about quite a lot. It's got a lot of popularity in the news these days because it's got some berries that happen to have phenomenal antiviral properties and actually work to strengthen your cell walls, so foreign invaders and pathogens have a really hard time to penetrate inside. Maybe you've guessed by now, and maybe you haven't, but it's the elder shrubbery. And I'd call it elderberry, but your father smelt of elderberries. No, okay. If you're not a Monty Python fan, sorry, I may not be the channel for you. If you are, sweet, you get what I was just saying. But the cool thing about the elder shrubbery is it's got a lot more medicinal value to it than just the berry. The berries are amazing, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love them. But there's also great medicine in the flowers that come out in the springtime. They've got their creamy white little umbel of the flowers that is just super lovely, and you can use them as a diaphoretic. So it's gonna promote the sweating process and release of heat from the body and support the body during times of fever. It can be an anticatarrhal, so it's gonna help in times of coughing, things like that. You can make it into a cordial, you can make it into a tea. It's really quite lovely. And then you can also use the elder leaves. They're known to be quite lovely wound healers and great for bruising. So you might want to try and make an oil or a salve out of some elder leaves from the springtime. could be some really lovely medicine for you. And, do be mindful of the flowers. They're really great medicine, but if you don't leave them around, then you're not going to have any berries when fall time comes around. So be careful of that. Also, another magnificent reason to grow the elder shrubbery in your garden and on the outskirts of the garden is that it's known to be the guardian of the garden, and the little elder mother lives at the bottom of the shrubbery, and she watches over the rest of the garden and the fairy underworld. And it's really nice to leave offerings for the elder mother. It is a common tradition. There are a whole bunch of traditions. I'll be talking more about elderberry in another video soon. Not yet though, coming soon. So stay posted and subscribe to my channel and you'll know when that one comes out. Elder is just a great plant to have around for so many reasons as it watches over the rest of your garden. So your elder shrubberies are going to like a moist, rich soil. They do like quite a bit of sun, but they can thrive in shade as well. Maybe plant yourself a couple of elder shrubberies so that they can love each other and take good care of each other and give you much more fruit from your shrubberies. It's a really nice thing to do. The older canes will come back, but you can prune them back, allowing the newer canes to make more flowers, more leaves, more medicine for you. They are really easy to propagate from cuttings as well. You can share them with your neighbors. You can spread the seeds all over, and you can make herbalism spread like wildflowers, or in this case, wild shrubberies. Because the elderflower shrubbery will grow to about 20 feet tall. So keep that in mind when you are deciding where your elder shall live on your land. So in this video, we started with a culinary herb and we're gonna end with a culinary herb. We're gonna talk about dill. And since I said you don't want your fennel being dilly and your dilly being fennel, I kept them far apart in this video, just as you should do in your garden, right? Because you don't want Philly dental and dilly fennel and Philly dental. I have too much fun trying to talk. Anyways, dill is delicious, one. We all know that, right? If you like pickles or anything like that, then you're a dill lover. And it's a lovely little plant with these feathery little leaves that are so delightful in your food, but they're also an amazing carminative herb to ease gassiness and flatulence and bloating and tummy upset. Certain things like that. And if you're somebody who just loves all the salty things, dill can help you kind of alleviate all that super craving for salt. And it can just be a really great friend on hand. It's also nice to relax the smooth muscles of the intestines. So antispasmodic in that department. And it's a delight to have around. And it's super easy to plant. You're just gonna scatter the seeds where you want it. It can grow in rich soil, it can grow in poor soil, it can grow in full sun, it can grow in partial shade. It can grow and grow and grow and bring you lots of good food and lots of good medicine. It's super easy and a great plant friend to have around. So in the comments below, let me know what you're growing in your garden. I want to hear what you've got going on. Are you going to grow something I talked about in this video? Did you catch the other video where I'm talking about 5 more herbs to grow in your medicinal herb garden? If you didn't, you should definitely check it out. If you enjoyed this video and you want more, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell below. It'll notify you if I've got a new video out and when I've got a new video out. And if you want to keep journeying down with me on the herbalist path, please do. We need an herbalist in every home. Again, that is my mission in life, and I want you to join me in it. Tune into my podcast at the Herbalist Path. Join us in our Facebook group at the Herbalist Path. And if you want to learn more from me and go in greater depth, I do have some great herbal courses going on. Right now, we have a great one on herbs for gut health, which is pretty amazing because if you didn't know, most disease can be helped dramatically through taking care of the gut. It's pretty powerful. And that's that, my friends. I look forward to seeing you on the Herbalist Path. Don't forget to comment below and let me know what you're gonna grow.